Welcome to Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, the show on YouTube, where we got a special watch-along Lucha Strong Style match. But before we get to that, make sure you smash that like button and hit that notification bell. Is it a thumbs up? They still got that on there? What do they do on the
little
YouTube?
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, give it a thumbs up.
That too.
Pass it along to all your pro wrestling fans. We appreciate it. It goes a long way, and you can follow us on all social media platforms, which we are over, 30,000? I think
46,000.
46,000 followers across the Instagram, the X, the Facebook, TikTok. Search Ultimate Wrestling Trivia. And as always, don't forget about that Pro Wrestling Tee store where you can support us as well. We appreciate you guys. For Dashing Derek down there, the man in the middle, Mike Merc. My name is Devon, and as we said, we are going to take you back to August 3rd, 2024 in Cascade, where they had a fireman's picnic, and us three here put on a little show along with RPW, and we're going to watch one of those matches where the diamond in the rough, Rafael Quintero, who has only been in the business a couple years, 3-4 years, stands 5'9" tall, 195 pounds, so he's worked all over the place. He's like an up-and-coming rising superstar in the circus of pro wrestling. And he recently fought your boy, Homicide, in NWA, which was fantastic. Yes. So you definitely want to check that out. And he was trained by one of your guys that I think you know, Ego Fantastico. So like if the people out there don't know who Ego Fantastico is, can you give a little background on who he is and what he brings to the world of pro wrestling?
Yeah, Rob Ego Anthony is a Chicago-based pro wrestler. Back in the day, I ran a wrestling company called Mercury One Wrestling. Ego was our second ever heavyweight champion. He was a WWE developmental wrestler, worked for WWE in Deep South back in McDonough, Georgia with the Assassin, Jody Hamilton. And yeah, he's been in the business for over 20 years. Great dude, knows his stuff. You've seen a lot of it in Warriors of Wrestling with Frank the Clown. And he's definitely one of the premier schools in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, so the producer just got in my ear and he said actually Ego was Aaron Payne's trainee. So there you go. So Lucha Strong Style, Aaron Payne, another up-and-comer who's only been in the business for a couple of years, 6 feet, 180 pounds. So as you can imagine, this was a flying back-and-forth matchup. Every match on this card was fantastic. All the boys and girls worked their tail off, but there's always that one match that's like a nose hair a little bit that gets talked to. Like when the people are leaving, they're like, hey, what's the best match? This one got a little bit of buzz, so that's why we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And which is really cool about this, none other than Dashing Derek.
Ooh, what?
He was the ring announcer for this. So as we throw it to August 3rd, we're gonna let you do the introduction here as we play it with you on the screen. So it's gonna be awesome.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna do like the Howard Finkel or the Samantha Irvine growls.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to find my voice, a little mixture of Michael Buffer maybe. So,
okay.
But yeah, it was definitely fun to do, and it was so hot that day.
It was.
I had to wear the little mini suit, no jacket though, of course. But yeah.
No, you look very dapper, very dashing here.
Very dashing. Get it right now, yeah.
Do you want to give us a little preview of your interview?
Put a little growl in it, a little bass in that voice. Who's coming out here first? We got Rafael Quintero.
The diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
And as you can see here, the setup, it was actually an outdoor show underneath a humongous tent, which was, I loved it, how they had the setup here. They had a bunch of rides right on the outside, beer tents, burgers and everything. And the crowd took a little bit. They were like, oh, who's the heel, who's the face here? But they picked up on the action pretty quick. So Rafael making his way to the ring.
Yeah, RPW traditionally runs in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Waupaca, Wisconsin. So this is in a different county altogether, Sheboygan County, which is about an hour north of Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. So they haven't had a ton of wrestling. They've got some more great wrestling coming to the area. Pink Heels, October 5th. So yeah, we'll let Derek introduce his opponent.
Yes.
And if you were kind of questioning who was the heel and who the babyface was, well, as soon as I said this, like you said, was in Cascade, Wisconsin, as soon as I said he hails from Chicago, Illinois,
the Boo Birds came out.
of course, Bears and Packers, the great rivalry there. Aaron Payne, of course, the crowd booed Aaron Payne.
Hey, he looks a little surprised at first. He's like, "What are you guys booing me
I know.
for?"
I think it took him a little off guard a little bit. The crowd reaction there, maybe he was expecting some more cheers, but yeah, the Chicago, Illinois got some boos.
Yeah, definitely a fan favorite, typically, Aaron Payne. And I know there were fans that came to this area from the Janesville, Wisconsin, which is not close to Cascade.
Yeah.
And they came to see this match. So Aaron Payne, Rafael Quintero. But yeah, no, they're both pros. They're pros. So cheers, boos. These guys are going to put on a show.
Yeah, and I love Aaron Payne's look here. It's very like Juventud Guerrero Psychosis-ish a little bit here. Get that WCW late 90s vibe from him, and the guy can go in the ring, so.
Yeah, your referee for this contest is from the Madison, Wisconsin area, referee Gregory James. So a up-and-coming referee in his own right. So he's got his hands full with this high-flying action.
And putting together the show, I think we had a lot of good variety on the show. We had the women's match, the street fights, we had the meat match, and then this was probably my favorite match on the entire show, the lucha match, the high flying. I think anytime you're going to a professional wrestling show, that having good variety is definitely a good thing, and it was super fun to watch.
And here they're, as we said before, just eating up the crowd, the boos and the yays, Green Bay, Chicago, each contestant, stepping up to the second rope there, trying to separate themselves of cheer for me, boo for him, let's go.
Yes, Gregory James trying to get these men in the middle of the ring, which once they do, it's we'll play this at regular speed, but
all action.
It is an all action affair.
Collar and elbow tie up to start it off. As Derek said before, it was so hot.
Right.
Does that make a difference? Being a former worker yourself, both of you guys, especially Merc, does that make you, how do you pace yourself as far as breathing or working a style match when the temperature is really high?
Yeah, you definitely want to stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. You have to take in consideration, the ropes being a little bit slippery, the condensation and the heat and the humidity, but staying hydrated for one thing, and yeah, it was hot.
One of the drawbacks generally to outdoor shows is the rings end up sitting outside in the sun.
Okay.
So,
yep.
As we're filming this, I was in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota yesterday for an outdoor show, and probably got a little bit of sun. But an outdoor show, generally the canvas is getting baked into the sun.
Okay.
Yeah, when that canvas gets very hot, that's gonna suck the life out of you even more. So I give the Cascade Fireman's Picnic a lot of credit. They did have some industrial size, like dairy barn fans in there circulating air. So while it was really hot and a humid day,
it could have been worse.
It could have been so much worse, and that tent definitely helped us stay a little bit more enclosed. And then you're also guarded against weather conditions as well.
That is true. Match so far, as you can see with this special watch along from Cascade, August 3rd, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat would be proud. A lot of arm drags to start it off, and going for the chop, bouncing him off the rope here.
Yeah, a little hurricanrana there from Aaron Payne.
Yeah, and it was funny. After it was all said and done, the crowd really ate this up. They were, like you said, probably never really seen anything like this before, and then all of a sudden they just ate it up. These guys left it all out on the table for sure.
Yeah, I know Rafael, Chicago style wrestling, obviously in Chicago. area. So these folks have had a few matches against each other. So they're not unfamiliar opponents, but this is definitely their first match against each other on Wisconsin soil.
Yep.
So a nice reversal.
One of my favorite moves there is like when they tease the the lethal injection. Like you see it quite a bit where they do like the handspring off the ropes and bounce back. I think that's such a spectacular looking spot there. It's so cool. You can do a lot of different things.
You can, and Rafael with a little amateur boxing background coming on out. Oh, had him scouted, hung on the ropes, got in the kick, and now the action is spilling to the outside as Aaron Payne.
And I think this is what it's funny that you say, uh-oh. I think I was sitting next to you, Derek, in the back, and we both said it. We're like, oh boy.
You
like,
better move. Get out of the way,
What is he
folks.
going to do here? Is he going to jump to the top rope, go through the ropes? Is he just going to tease? But we're like, oh boy.
And not just great athleticism. I mean, Rafael's got some charisma to him also. Super fun to watch.
Into the second row
Yeah,
he goes.
wow.
Getting the crowd, as you can see now, with the hands all up in the air. Eating it up. This was a fun crowd.
Yeah, it's not your typical independent wrestling crowd. A lot of the talent on this show is unfamiliar to the locals. But they definitely enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, I would say we recognized maybe about 5 diehards, and then the rest were just people at the fair that were like, hey, let's check this out. And I'm glad that we gave them the opportunity to see live, local pro wrestling, which is so much better when you see it in person compared to on TV.
Payne,
and Aaron Payne goes flying through the air.
Turn to fly.
Lady looks in shock there. She's like, yeah, I'm going to just slide over here.
I'll see your tope suicida and do one better.
Right? Yeah, I definitely would search these guys out on social media. Aaron Payne and Rafael, 2 tremendous, like we said, up-and-coming talents. They're going to be around for a long time and can definitely work all different styles.
Up close and personal, right?
Yeah, that's
here.
always fun when they just fall right in your lap.
Yeah.
The guy was double-fisted there. He had
I
2
know.
beers. He's like, oh, I can't hold them. I got 2 beers in my hand,
And
2
you
daddy sodas.
Didn't spill a drop. That's how you can tell he was from Wisconsin.
Oh, yep, for sure. We've got the shirt down. Chop City.
The Ric Flair woo.
I feel like this could be a good tease that maybe...
It is. Let's actually replay that one with the sound.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Maybe we should do some chopping.
The
Well, we
chops
could do some
always
chops.
get the crowd going. They love to do the woos,
Will there ever be another move that you think of, another pro wrestler, like somebody chops automatically? Who are you thinking of?
Oh, you got
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Who can get another move over like that? To be determined.
Little Eddie Guerrero tribute spot right here.
Ah,
The
yes.
3 Amigos.
3 Amigos. That was one. Here was
There's
2.
You mean Dos?
Dos.
And the roll of the hips.
Uno, dos,
And
Aaron Payne.
bringing the pain.
Well,
Goes
kinda
through the
flipped it on him
cover.
a little bit right there.
Just gets the old 2 count, shoulders up.
Rafael Quintero fighting back, though. He's not gonna.
Showing heart.
He's showing heart. He's got some fighting spirit. Oh, big drop kick in the corner.
Tuck and roll. Explosive, absolutely. Feeding off the crowd. Channeling his inner lucha rolls.
Yeah. Rafael Quintero, he's a guy that he was on TNA Explosion, the TNA YouTube
That's right, he
show
was,
just
yep.
recently, and
2 count.
also NWA Chicago just recently.
Yeah, this is definitely a guy I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're probably going to see him on the tube quite a bit.
And even Aaron Payne as well.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him.
No, he's wrestled for RPW in Green Bay before. Can't wait to see him make his return. And
a lot of times, like you said, AAW in Chicago as well, all over the Midwest.
Ripcord right there.
Right into a backbreaker. Love a good suplex followed by a backbreaker.
That's why they call him Lucha Strong Style right there.
That's right.
Gregory James with the 2 counts, teasing us. And we said the weather played a factor in it, so these guys trying to catch their breath, trying to get that 1 extra second to make the magical 3 counts. And they're setting up in the background too. If you see anything in the back, there was a band that played right after our wrestling, so they got setting up for a big old band party.
It's a fun weekend. The Cascade Fireman's picnic.
Good time.
Live music Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Great food too. They brought us food after the show. Those burgers and chicken tendies. Oh my goodness.
They took care of us. I was sampling some of the desserts that they had to
Oh, you
offer.
can't go wrong with that. Best kind of food is free food.
Yes, that lucha fighting style, embracing Rafael Quintero right now. We go a little pump handle action. Oh, but Aaron Payne's tough, man. He's not gonna take that. Here's a super kick.
Or as Derek would say, the sweet chin music.
Yeah. Little super kick party.
Will he get him for the 3? Yeah, just inches away from putting him away.
Rafael Quintero.
Quintero gets the W
Yeah.
in a very fun lucha match.
Not just like high flying, but very physical too. So a lot of fun. The crowd was definitely invested in this one.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see these guys run it back sometime. Not even in the Midwest, but just anywhere in general. That was a lot of fun.
Maybe for the RPW Cruiserweight title?
I mean, that would be fitting right there. As I put it out there just before, do you have a favorite lucha pro wrestler that, not necessarily that you think like puts on 5-star matches all the time, but there's just one that you see all the time and you're like, yeah, I gotta watch this one. Like, this is a good one.
Oh, La Parca was always good and
yeah, he was fun.
Like,
he was fun.
The physicality of La Parca and just super charismatic and entertaining. So that's definitely one.
I'm a Psychosis, Nicho guy. When like some people might remember him from being part of the Mexicools.
Oh, sure.
But like I first got to see him at ECW 1995, the AAA When Worlds Collide pay-per-view, followed by the WCW run, and he was like if Rey Mysterio was the King Cruiserweight, Psychosis was 1A, like 1A, 1B. It was good stuff.
Yeah, after you definitely check out this video and some of our past episodes, Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, do a deep dive in some old wrestling, lucha, type it in the YouTube, and it's a lot of great stuff out there, especially from the 90s. Like you said, if you weren't born during that time or just a brand new fan as well. Before we wrap it up, we're going to toss it to some Ultimate Wrestling Trivia from one of our super famous friends. Check it out.
Ring of Honor's 2015 final battle took place at the 2300 Arena. In which city?
All right, if you know the answer to that trivia question, drop it below. And as always, any kind of comments, you got comments, questions, concerns, we would love to hear from you. Well, that was a lot of fun, that watch along. These ones are always kind of special.
Always a good time. Just make sure you check out that Pro Wrestling Tee store also, Ultimate Wrestling Trivia. But yeah, good times.
There you go. All right, with that being said, the man down there, Dashing Derek, the man in the middle, superstar Mike Merc. My name is Devin, and we will see you next Tuesday, 6:05 Eastern, for Ultimate Wrestling Trivia, the show on YouTube.